I'm very impressed with this conference. I like the venue very much. It's very different to other shows that we've been to. It seems to have an intimacy about it, and the enthusiasm for the people here and the interaction and the synergy is fantastic. I was working in both America and Japan. While I was there, I was very interested that both those countries had seen the correlation, the positive correlation between table tennis as an exercise intervention with Alzheimer's as a condition. And I felt that there was something in this and that the UK could benefit from it. So when I retired, I decided to put together a table tennis project in this country. But rather than just put any old table tennis into the environment, I thought that I would develop something that was a specialist therapy and would enhance the experience for people with dementia. So I was very fortunate to get Tanasu Butterfly on board, who very valiantly funded my crazy ideas. And I managed to get some neuroscientists at the University of Stirling and King's College London to work with me. And together we developed a therapy table specifically designed for people with early onset Alzheimer's. And the idea was that we imbued into the design certain aspects which would help with the deprivations that are experienced in early onset, such as loss of perspective, loss of contrast, colours disappearing. We put panels on the side so that we kept the balls in play longer for the dementia attention span, but we discovered it created a comfort zone which really appealed to the players. Other things that evolved from this therapy is that we introduced ambidexterity into the play. Now, if you can get a player with early onset Alzheimer's to use the less dominant hand some of the time, for some reason, it helps reorientate balance. So we found, for example, we had one gentleman who needed two carers, one on each side when he played. But after 4 or 5 weeks working on the therapy table and using ambidexterity, he didn't need people there supporting him. So, I don't know, it's interesting, but it seems to work. Well, I mean, it's not, at the moment there is no cure for Alzheimer's, and it is genetic. So the number of people being diagnosed, especially as people live longer, becomes on the increase every year. What we discovered through looking at the extensive research that's been carried out in Japan and America is that if you get people in early diagnosis playing table tennis, you can delay the onset of symptoms for up to 3 years. Now that's fantastic. It also reduces cognitive decline very effectively. This is great not just for the person with the condition, but also for the carers. And because it's drug-free, we're discovering that obviously the NHS are interested in it because it's a therapy that doesn't constantly cost money. You have your table and it can be used constantly, but you don't have to keep digging your hand in your pocket. So we're already putting tables in hospitals, and we've got hospitals building special memory gardens to install the table in, which is fantastic. Well, it works on several levels. I mean, first of all, it's inclusive for the carer, as we've said. It's a social sport. People who have played it at any level can return to it, and it triggers those memories. It's aerobic. It gives spatial ability. It's hand-to-eye coordination. It's peripheral vision, and you have to think ahead. You've got to work out what's coming after you've hit the ball. And there was a neuroscientist writing in the New York Times, and he likened table tennis to chess on steroids, which I thought was quite good. But so you're activating the brain constantly. And in the Japan studies, they found that somebody, for example yourself, you're now functioning, your brain's working, but after you play table tennis for 10 minutes and you're MRI scanned again, you will find that at least 5 portions of your brain have lit up now. So it actually energizes the mind, and it's a fantastic thing to see people's demeanour change after they played for that 10-15 minutes.
Brilliant.
Well, I mean, these are very necessary. I mean, we have to get the message out, not just about table tennis, but about dementia and the effects it has on society. So the more events like this, the more people are aware of it, what you're doing, getting out on the internet, social media, and people don't understand. A lot of people live in denial, for a start. Someone in the family gets dementia. They don't really want to face the implications of it. So we need to educate, and we need to educate in a way that isn't patronising. We have to have didactics, but positively. Well, I mean, I'm so enthusiastic about what I do, and I'm enjoying it, and it's great the way that people buy into the enthusiasm and they're inspired and want to get involved, and you see people who come to these events, they haven't played table tennis for years, and you see the energy and they enjoy it, and they can immediately get the advantages for people